Hi! Hello! Hi, hi! Hello, everybody! How is it going? Anything big happened today? How's it been? How's it been? I didn't really do anything today. I woke up this morning. I moved some stuff out of my current apartment and moved it into my new apartment. Or my old apartment and moved it into my new apartment, and then I went to work, and then I came home and I'm streaming now. And then I think when I'm done streaming, I'm going to move some more stuff. I think I'll try moving my computer down tonight. It's gonna be pretty tough, but I think I can do it. I've got 5 days of work coming up. Today's the first day. Which isn't too bad because next week I finally have a day off on Thursday, so I can finally get back to the food bank, because I haven't been to the food bank in quite a while. It feels so empty in the room I'm sitting in right now. It feels like I'm slowly reverting back to when I first moved into this apartment. It's really weird. Guess what you did, Cherry? What'd you do, buddy? What's up? What's up? Hey, Blue Bear, how's it going? YouTube short live sucks. I'm heading back. Do you not like the experience? Does it feel bad to watch? Is my layout like poor? I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I got the Minecraft music going on in the background. I'm gonna get some Rue Valley up tonight. If you didn't know, we are indeed playing Rue Valley. It's kind of like it's a Disco Elysium like is what I'm gonna call them. Little RPG. This is a new song I've never heard before. Ward. I've never heard Ward. Ooh, spooky. You've been working on 3 new things. You're busy as hell these weeks, Blue Bear? Yeah, when you start, like, picking up YouTube, when you start really taking, like, YouTube seriously, you really do run out of time, you know? Because you really start, like, oh, here's, like, a creative idea I have, and then trying to work through it and stuff like that, and trying to get it really out there. It can be tough. It helps to have a schedule. You laid in a hospital bed all day, Cherry. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Damn. What happened, brother? Still coughing up blood? They're keeping you in the hospital for a couple more days to see if you're okay? That's tough. That's tough. Alright, Rue Valley's got music. Thank you, Minecraft. Let me get the game up on the screen so you can partake in the events. I was feeling really weird today. I think I forgot to clock out for lunch and then I clocked in. Or I clocked out and then I clocked in at the end of my shift. Whatever happened, I have to clear it up tomorrow. Something, I don't remember. But today I've been feeling really weird. I got a headache pretty much at the end of my shift. That kind of set me off. There were the lights at work today were acting really weird. Because they use like LED dim switches and stuff like that, and they change colors. And the colors today got stuck in blue, and so the place I usually stand in when I'm on self-checkout was like blue color today, and it was really fucking with my eyes and my head, and I just have a wicked headache from it. And then I was getting in my own head about my coworkers and my friends and stuff like that, and I'm really not all there today, but I think Rue Valley will definitely, I think, clear a little bit, maybe not clear a little bit of it up, but, if anything, I think there's a pity party here for me that I can partake in. Hello, Mello. You're working on a TF2 Half-Life 2 series, a game you're trying to work on, and guess what? Another rewrite for episode 3. How surprising, I'm going insane. Yikes, Blue Bear, that's tough, man. My suggestion, of course, would be to work on one thing at a time. And if you get sort of like burnt out on working on one thing, then switch over to another project. Yeah. My character looks cool, thank you, Mello. Mindy's still in the hospital for coughing and throwing up blood. Dang, Cherry. Hope you get better, man. That's like not fun at all. Well, I hit the continue button. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get in the game, though. I'm seeing a black screen. This bodes well, I would say. I don't know what happened last time. I don't remember where we were at. I think we tried leaving. I don't think it worked, though. If episode 4 is just like this. Like what? A black screen? It happens. You hope you don't get better? That's pretty funny. Oh, shit! Okay, I did not expect it to load. Give me my coffee, you jerk. Okay, so, there's a lot to do. I kind of just want to explore around, though. I don't really want to pursue any deeper thoughts or any, like... well, we only have one tick anyway, because we've completed a thought, but... I think at the current moment, we don't have any stats. Let's just... I think what I want to do is just sort of... maybe walk around or something, you know? I want to keep heading north, or maybe even head south. I don't want to leave, though. Go to the Kuiper Belt. We can go to the Kuiper Belt and keep going north. Let's go to the Kuiper Belt and keep going north.
Give me my coffee.
We went into the Kuiper Belt, but there looks like there's a lot to interact with. I think I just want to hit the road for now. Hell yeah. I'm getting a phone call? Oh, right. I don't want to pick up that phone call, I think. It's that propaganda guy. It's that guy that's trying to open a case against our psychiatrist. Eh. The game is really good, and I like working on it a lot. That is good. That's good. You have to rewrite it like 1 billion times? Damn. 2 or 3 hour stream? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Cherry. Maybe a 2 hour stream. I'll probably start leaning into the 2 hour streams now. Because I am moved into my new apartment, and I recently contacted some orgs last night, and they wanna do some phone calls with me and meet and stuff like that. So I'm definitely trying to look around Seattle to do anything, I guess, because I constantly feel the pressure to get out there and organize, you know, especially with such a radical ideology. It feels wrong not to do anything. All right, last time we went into the Kuiper Belt. I don't want to go into the Kuiper Belt right now. Watchful Eye, probably something like Safeguard Vision TM, Defender Cam Stealth Edition, or some other verbose name like that. It's recording your every move. Wait a minute. What if this really is a reality show? You mean I'm a star? That's highly unlikely, but it would make sense, wouldn't it? The whole thing is staged. That's funny. Pursuing that thought would be hilarious. The reality show. Ooh, we can pursue that thought because it's only a 1 tick. That's kind of funny. So last time we pissed in the river, we are soaked. That gives me an impulse. God, dude. You're drenched to the marrow, water drips from your clothes, forming puddles at your feet. Indeed, it do be raining. Alright, let's head down and keep heading up the road, I think. I should play GTA 5? Man. No thanks. Next train, you should play Road 96. I've never heard of Road 96. Oh, we can't keep going. No, Kuiper Belt's the end of the road for us. What's Road 96? It's called Phantom Frenzy. It's kind of like what it sounds like. It's a bunch of fandom survivor killers, basically like Forsaken Fandom or whatever you call those. For survivors, I'm working on a Sniper TF2. Should we hijack the car? I don't think we took the thought to hijack the car. I don't think we have that in our brain yet. Yeah, we have not. We don't have enough to do it. So, since we're at the Kuiper Belt, let's do the Kuiper Belt. All right, let's see. We can play the arcade. We have not read that book yet. I guess we should, huh? Take the book. You mind if I sit down somewhere and... I have not engaged with the jukebox either. Now this is something you haven't seen in a long time, an old jukebox. The kind that hums softly like a sleeping animal. To top it all off, it plays CDs. The best part, it's still on, still glowing, still alive. Look at the CDs. Every CD is an album, and judging by the layout, they're listed in the exact order they were fed into its hungry metallic gut. Smoke and Ashes by Mudflower Brigade. Let's take a listen. Ah, this one, featuring the infamous hit Gutter Saints, the anthem of 2023, played everywhere until your ears bled guitar riffs. You hated that song? Not at first, but it became background noise for the year you tried to forget. They burned too bright and incinerated all their luck. It was a rough time. I was juggling a lot of shit. They were overrated anyway, one-hit wonders. It was a rough time. I was juggling a lot of shit. Life spins vinyl and skips tracks. You just tried to keep up. Broken headlights and half-smoked dreams. Oh, let's flip through them. You're working on your own TF2 Freak as well, Blue Bear, like an OC? It's a PC game. You're a kid that needs to get to the border. That sounds cool. That sounds really cool, Mello. What kind of game is it? Is it like a narrative type game? Broken Headlights and Half-Smoked Dreams by Lil Ray and the Drifters. No way, you know this one. This is your childhood. This is family road trips, old highway lights sliding past the window like Ghost. Used to play this in the car all the time, on repeat. Old school even back then, no one makes songs like this anymore. All the time on repeat. Nostalgia wraps itself in music. It's not just an album, it's a postcard from a life you didn't know you missed until now. Quantum Lullabies by Dr. Octavia's Paradox Ensemble. You remember this one? Experimental Sonic Chaos packaged as genius, raved about by critics. It's kinda embarrassing to admit, but you wrote an article about them without listening to a single track. I was busy. It was a puff piece anyway. Not my brightest professional moment. Not my brightest professional moment. At least you admit it. Regret is the entry fee to the Hall of Grown-Ups. You're getting there. Midnight Shift by Petty Gold. Never heard of it. Most likely some ambient filler, the kind you put on when there's no crowd to keep the silence from echoing off the walls. Could be a hidden gem. The only way to find out is to listen, and isn't that true for everything? Now comes the hard part, deciding which album to play. Smoking ash, just midnight shift me. Hey, who gave you permission to touch that jukebox? Haven't you read the rules? I didn't see any rules against using the jukebox. Well, now you know. Turn it off politely if possible. Stop the music. Silence hits you harder than expected. It clings to your skin and your mouth. The aftertaste is bitter, ash, and iron. And yet, it was worth it. Sometimes you have to poke the rules to remember you're still capable of shaking the walls. Ain't that the truth? It's like a 3D game? That's interesting. Know much about that stuff. This is a machine that still remembers what joy used to sound like. The huddled balls cling together, patient as prey before yawning black holes. Some kind of abstract art, or just an explosion of paint, something called expressionism. The kind of door you only pass through when you got business below the belt. Hit the upstairs. Ooh, we up on the roof! Look at us, dude. Look at us. Rust kissed from long days in the elements, it does its best to hold firm. Rows of weather-beaten planks stand ready, eagerly waiting for the day the crowd's backsides will return. Ain't nothing up here. Ain't nothing up there. Kill some time with the book. Let's see. Until the loop ends. Sure. Never mind. Ooh, fuck. It's like 20 minutes. Let's hit the arcade cabinet. I don't plan on doing anything funny like that. You start to get used to the repetitive sound of the arcade machine. In fact, any type of repetition bothers you less. Please play the game to kill some time. Until the loop ends. Judging by its appearance, this is an old arcade machine. God knows from when. But after starting at it for a brief moment, you are unsure two joysticks. A battlefield of buttons, tiny metal toggles, sliders worn down to raw plastic. Take a closer look. This isn't a game. Not really. This is a cockpit dressed as an amusement. The interface is way too complex for anything casual. The screen blares Lander Simulator 3, insert coin. The machine whirs to life. The introduction screen prompts you to choose your craft. Space shuttle. Kinda, I guess, like Server Blight and Penis's Cupcake. He's a pyro, but he has a hard hat like Engineer and also the weapon like Engineer has. The backstory is very dark. Also, if you want to know some fun fact, let me know. Yeah, hit me with some fun facts. Do I know what an Xbox is? I do, Mello. I do know what an Xbox is. I had a 360 and a Xbox original when I was a kid. Only the hardest, the heaviest, the most punishing descent into human history. Perfect. Familiarize yourself with the controls in our tutorial by piloting the experimental aircraft PHS-1, which contains features of all three crafts. Sure, give the experimental bird a spin. A strange sci-fi vessel fades in, third-person view. You take the yoke, the screen floods with control indicators. Feels like you got the hang of it. Maybe. Quit the tutorial, start the game. One hand grips one of the joysticks, rubbed smooth by years of failed attempts. Your other hovers over a minefield of buttons and levers. The countdown begins. 3, 2, 1, go! The screen morphs into your selected vehicle. A dizzying HUD flares to life, altitude, wind direction, inertia. The timer ticks ominously in the corner, merciless, unblinking. It's not just about the cleanest landing. You need to master the fastest descent if you want to score big. Ignore the timer. Try to land it gently. You take a breath, steady your hands, guide the machine downward like it's your own trembling heartbeat. That went about as well as expected. The screen flashes a grim report card, a long list of failures, critical, embarrassing, absolute. Then it shows the leaderboard, position 100 through 90. You're at 100. Barely made the cut. Try it again. Keep going. Let's keep going. You an Xbox One? I've never had an Xbox One before. I don't know much about it. I think by the time I got... What was it? I got my Xbox 360... maybe in 2014, I think? And then by the time I got it, I was a PC gamer by that point. I was playing TF2 and all the good stuff. Now you're taking it seriously. Practice, discipline, you have no choice. You could also revisit that tutorial. Oh, there's our boy. You step back from the machine, there are other things waiting. More urgent, or at least more real. I don't think so. I think it's the end of the world. You're getting used to this, a fire in the sky, loud noise, your typical Sunday. Fun fact 1. Oh, about your character, Blue Bear. He can go Uber without a medic like Penis Cupcake. He charges up his Uber meter by drinking gasoline, which is linked to his backstory. He can upgrade any Sentry, Red, Blue, and others. Dang, it sounds like a Freak Fortress character. That's pretty funny. Present.
Mr. Harrow, I'm aware that you may be experiencing a slight lack of motivation right now, and we'll surely be coming back to this condition of yours later during our sessions. But for now, I just want you to acknowledge its existence, and try to stay aware of it at all times, if possible.
I'll try, Doc.
That's good to hear. Now, in order to keep us focused, I always limit the session length to exactly 1 hour, hence the alarm. However, since this is your first session, I'll allow a few questions, if there's anything.
Doctor, I saw the whole sky being set on fire.
Oh? So what would you say that fiery sky means to you?
Maybe the end of one cycle, beginning of the next?
I'm pleased you see it that way. Nothing ever ends. Not really. Even in death, a prime example of apparent finality, a person lives on in the memories of his friends and family. Maybe this is why so many human cultures have based their mythology on the cyclical nature of the universe. Tell me, how did you feel when the sky was burning?
When the sky was burning. He doesn't know anything about the fiery sky. You can play his game if you want to, talk about your feelings, but will you find out anything useful? Just sad, anxious because I didn't know what to expect, afraid, mostly like a primordial man woke up in me, one that doesn't know how the universe works. I had fluctuating feelings. Yeah. I had fluctuating feelings.
Understandable. If you're not certain of what's happening, your mind can't quite decide how exactly to respond. Often, how we're feeling about something is far more important than what's happening. I urge you to think some more about this, and we shall discuss it next time. Any other questions?
That's all.
All right then. That's it for today. You should go and check in at the office.
Okay. Okay, whatever you say, Doc.
Spit it out already!
Alright, let's see here. So we have 2 ticks now. We can fix the vending machine. We can pose ourselves in a reality show. We could steal the sports car. I think I'm gonna steal the sports car. Just get inside and drive. As simple as that. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Hit the Kuiper Belt? We should try driving south one of these days. I think it's the way out, though. Hell yeah. Here's a funny one I remember. Fun fact, Pyrort's favorite movie is Amisis Blue. Also, Pyrort's is the name of my TF2 freak. It's a mix of pyro and support. I see. Alright, let's jack this car. A cute chinchilla, Mochi, and Stitch. Aw, it's adorable. I don't know much about, like, the smaller mammals that we have on the planet. Especially nothing like chinchillas. Are they like gerbils where they die very quickly? Get in the car and drive north, hell yeah. Steal the fancy sports car. Finish that idea. Thanks for letting me steal the car. Hold to wrap it up. And just like that, you've added Grand Theft Auto to your rap sheet. Good thing you're in a time loop, for sure, dude. That's a fucking fancy sports car. This is gonna take us to the nuclear explosion, man. Uh-oh, game crashed. I think we're about to get hit by a nuclear blast, though. They can live for 20 to 25 years. That's not too bad. As the fiery sky catches up to you again, you see something in the distance. It's hard to make out, but the road leads into a tunnel, some mining equipment, and a car just before it. There is someone next to the car, but even with the car, you can't outrun the loop. Not unless you start driving before the sun sets. Close your eyes and end the loop in the comfort of your new car. Not unless you start driving before the sun sets.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
All right.
Mr. Harrow, please.
Mr. Harrow, please.
Come on, you thief!
It's a good way to get out of time with that one. Let's see. Let's turn this bad boy in. Wrap it up. The car is now your car, as you saw. During these 47 minutes, nobody even noticed your little felony. Enjoy it. Sweet. Sweet.
I'll break
All
you
right.
open if I have to.
Let's hit the Kuiper Belt. Let's spend some time talking to this funny little girl here. This car is not nearly as cool as that sports car. There's an immortal teleporter wherever Pyroark is at. It's because whenever he dies, he'll respond using the teleporter, and also he can engineer buildings. Oh, hello. You weren't out here last time. What's up?
Yes. Yes, Richard.
Some kind of token appears in her hand, spinning from finger to finger. A brief pause follows while she listens to Richard, daggers shining in her eyes.
Give me just a moment.
Then the daggers point toward
Do
you.
you always eavesdrop on the conversations of strangers so flagrantly? Or am I a special case? If you've come for the bar, the entrance is right there. Just remember to wipe the sand from your shoes. Wipe at least 3 times. Or, if you didn't come for a drink, move exactly 5 yards away from me.
How dare you speak to me like that?
It will get much worse, Softy, if you don't move away. Right now.
Damn. Called your bluff, didn't she? There's a whole firing squad behind the lady's eyes. You've no choice but to move away. She continued talking to the hushed voice, still casting an occasional glance toward you. They gave me 2 thoughts? I got 2 thoughts out of that. Oh no, controlling lady with a big hat. Huge hat lady seems to be in a bit of a control freak with a razor-sharp tongue ready to lash out at anyone, you included. She has some kind of token that she constantly twirls in her hand. Okay. Let's hit the bar then. I remember her being out here last time. What happened? You mind if I go in the back room? The door stands firmly closed to sign staff only, almost daring you to step inside. Locked. Leave. Sweet. Alright, let's have a seat at the bar. The chair invites your butt cheeks, and you can't wait to casually lean on the bar. Let's take a sip. With a squeaking friction between your pants and the leather seat, you place yourself on a surprisingly comfortable chair. Wait until something interesting happens. As you get lost in the absurdity of the size of the bartender's hands compared to the glass he is cleaning, time begins to pass. After a while, just as you start to get bored, you notice a tall silhouette with a flying saucer-sized hat enter the bar. She does look daunting. Very true. Pyrort still uses some pyro weapons for pyro, but most of the time he just uses weapons Engineer uses. But his most used pyro weapon fun fact is the flare gun. Why a flare gun? Because another fun fact is the fact that Pyrort isn't that strong. He mostly uses a flare gun whenever he needs to signals he needs someone to come help him. I see. Chinchilla fur is allergic to water. It's allergic to water? It's not Oh, you mean hydrophobic? Is that the word? Is it hydrophobic when water runs off oil and fur like that? It's 8:25 p.m. You make a mental note of that. Wait and see what else happens. Hard not to be distracted by the woman's intimidating appearance and the bartender's muscle ratio. You managed to let some time pass. I'm fucking upset? I'm upsetty. What am I upsetty about? There's our boy. After a while, the lady ends her conversation with the big guy and starts to leave. As she heads up the stairs, Jason Burns, completely drenched, appears in the entrance. And as he takes a seat at one of the tables, he realizes that it's 8:43. 4 more minutes until the sky sets ablaze. It's unlikely something else worthy of note will happen before then. That's right, time to use these 4 minutes. Sweet. Let's see. Anything new? You saw him at the Kuiper Belt completely drenched. Indeed. She's on the phone call until 8:25, then she enters the bar. After the conversation with the bartender, she goes to the roof at 8:43. Ooh. I am upset. Impulsive and 2 indifference is crazy. Wild. Make sure to not talk to her when she's outside. Hello. She stares far into the distance. She's not happy because she knows about the nuclear explosion. Okay.
Hey, welcome
to
the
Kuiper Belt. Chinchilla fur is so thick that it doesn't clean them and can cause skin cancer. Oh my goodness, Mello. That's crazy. Holy, dude. A man gives you a smile full of glistening white teeth, so you have to clean them pretty often then? There's a certain vibrancy in his rosy cheeks, like he's so full of life he'll just burst.
I'm Travis, and you look like you could really use a drink.
Another fun fact I have a lot of, in this world, Manco has custom sentries made by Pyrort, and also Pyrort is a worker at Manco. He's in the position of security because of his level 5 sentries. Also, you saw that right, unlike normal engineers who can only build level 3 sentries, Pyrort is really smart. Smart enough to build level 5 sentries. Dang. Controlling... So she seems a bit prickly. Is that normal for her? Make a big hat over your head. Overhead gesture.
Yeah, she's tough. No question.
Anita
about
Lopez.
It. In every sense. She can lay down the law, push you around when she feels like it. And I'm alright with that. It's part of what pulls me to her. Along with everything else.
But
for one reason or another, she's been really mean to me today.
I know, I felt her wrath firsthand as well. Instead of answering, he just nods, lost in thought, like he's turning something over, weighing it quietly in the depths of his mind.
Mind if I ask you something? I could use a fresh set of eyes on this.
Shoot.
As you probably figured out yourself, it's about how Anita's been acting today.
Okay.
I can handle her being tough. Everyone's entitled to a rough day. But it's not every day you find out someone you love just pulled a huge sum out of your bank account.
Damn.
And even that I could tolerate, but when I asked for an explanation, all she gave me was a trust me.
Ooh, that's it? Looks like a disaster coming right at you.
I hope not. I want to believe it's just temporary, and we'll be back to normal soon enough, but it's tough.
It's tough.
So what do you think of this whole mess? Any ideas?
Oh, definitely. I got plenty of ideas.
That's great to hear,
'Cause I'm confused.
And could really use the help.
This is more like a nice little detail of the series later, but since I'm learning how to 3D model, I'm trying to make a custom badge for Pyro. A little plug to help translate Pyro's muffled talk. Oh. Your birthday was November 23rd? Happy late birthday, Mello. I hope you had a good one, man. Oh, hello, Cherry. I hope you're doing good in the hospital, man.
What do you think is happening with Anita? And don't hold back. I could take a punch.
Planning to start her own business to be fully independent. Planning to leave you, so she took all your money. Having an affair and planning to run off with her lover and your money.
Considering how much she's put into Kuiper Belt, I seriously doubt it. You don't throw yourself into something like that if you're going to bail. Not saying it's impossible, just not very likely.
He's right.
Still, with what I know, that's as good an idea as any.
There's only one way to be sure about what's going on.
Confront her?
Yes, but with a witness.
You're right. A direct approach is usually the best way to deal with these kinds of issues. I'm gonna sort this out right now.
Oh, fuck. I gotta get up to the roof before the world explodes. I wanna see this shit. You stirred something, that's for sure. They ain't gonna let me... is it a thought? It might be a thought. Her name is Anita with a double T Lopez. I still have not met the, the bartender, actually, which is really funny. If I look at my phone, check available Wi-Fi connections. See a signal Wi-Fi connection strong and steady, like a beacon in a digital haze. However, Outernet station hides its signal behind a password. Someone around here ought to know it. Ask the big lug behind the bar for a password. He's looking a little busy right now. Oh, that's a good way. Oh, I see. This is a good way to get behind the bar. Oh. Never mind, they are not going to let me behind the bar. Okay. Gotcha. Steal some alcohol. Let's, play the piano? Nope. Okay. Play some games? Play a game? Until the loop ends. Alright, let's see what I got. Try to sound confident, the cabinet hums like it's sizing you up again. You got a dirt bike, Mello. That's cool. I knew some kids who were dirt biking in high school. I went over to his house. I knew a kid who was really into dirt biking when I was in high school, and a buddy of mine invited me over to his house for a shrimp boil that night, and I went, and his bedroom was right next to the porch patio, and I looked in his bedroom, and he's got a big fucking Confederate flag on his wall, and I walked back from his bathroom, because I went to his bathroom, and I was like, oh. And I asked him, I was like, hey man, with the Confederate flag, is that like a joke or something? And he was like, and he giggled and he was like, no. And I didn't pursue that line of thought, but I was like, oh, this is fucking awkward. What the hell? Yikes. Another fun fact, Pyroart has actually killed 2 people only, both of them being his enemies. The other enemies are either immortal or too powerful for Pyroart, or maybe will die that isn't planned yet. Oh. Enough for now. You tasted simulated descent. Time to return to the descent you can't control. Time for the end of the world. There it is, the good old fire in the sky. Deet deet, deet deet, deet deet, deet deet. You turned 8. Congratulations,
With me,
Melon.
Mr. Harrow?
Sorry, I gotta go.
Mr. Harrow, please.
Excuse me.
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
The incident. What was the incident? The door slides shut slowly, so slowly, and the world narrows to this metal box. You had to leave the apartment and go down to the corner store as you haven't eaten all day. The tiny cabin amplifies the fact you haven't showered in a week. Yes, it's disgusting, but there's just no time for any of it. You had to finish the article. The deadline was impossible from the start, but you took it anyway because it's good money, meaning you could maybe finally work on your own script next month and prove to everybody you are still an artist, not just a content mill soon to be replaced by AI. I've been telling myself that I'll work on my script next month for years. The elevator begins to descend, and then it stops abruptly just one floor below, Miss Gable's floor. She brought you soup when you first moved in, and you'd seen her in the hall last week, but pretending you were on the phone just to avoid the concern in her eyes, you couldn't handle the kindness. You didn't bring the phone this time, though, as you only planned a quick visit to the store, but the door doesn't open on her floor anyway. Instead, the elevator changes its mind and starts going up. But upon reaching the floor again, it halts and immediately heads back down, the door never opening. What kind of sorcery is this? At Miss Gable's floor, the elevator reverses course once again. Without your phone, there's only one option. You gotta panic. Not yet. Try the emergency call button first. Okay, you got me. You expect the call with somebody, but instead a recorded, static-filled voice announces that maintenance was notified of elevator malfunction and will be there within an hour. An hour? The deadline is at 3. And the article is still a mess. A salad of words you'd written and deleted a dozen times, every word a testament to your incompetence. Every sentence a fraud's confession. But it was not always like this. You had more than enough shining moments during your diverse content writing career. Remember? The pointed copy for a celebrated minimalist ad campaign for a foreign stationery brand, hundreds of authentic 5-star reviews for a luxury hotel chain that systematically suppressed guest complaints, and the entire launch campaign from blog posts to social media for the now iconic Knob Night, which back then was still known as Numb Night, a fabricated profile of reclusive film auteur that became the definitive piece of their creative process, a deeply researched product launch white paper for a now ubiquitous tech startup. Oh, I don't know. You were eating and you generally thought the stream was going to end earlier? We just started. Send me a picture of your chinchillas. Authentic 5-star reviews for a luxury hotel chain. Pointed copy of celebrated minimalist ad. Entire launch campaign from blog posts to social media. And now iconic Numb Night. A long-form investigating piece on the hidden art of watchmaking for a prestigious man's magazine that won a minor industry award. Ghostwriting a CEO's thought leadership column that was syndicated across 3 major business platforms, a series of immersed travelogues on the vanishing Ironwave clubs of Grey City for a cultural website, the witty and incisive weekly column on urban loneliness for a popular online magazine that developed a cult following, rebranding a game about isolation and existential dread as a lighthearted comedy about personal flaws using a meme-fueled campaign, authoring the technical documentation for a subscription service known for its intentionally confusing cancellation process. How about something witty and incisive? A series on elevator safety for an engineering digest that was later cited in a national safety guideline. Elevator safety, that's it. I know how to fix this. Right, the gig was from years back, but you researched it like a pro. You still know how it works. There should be wiring behind the interior access panel. If you access it, you may be able to manually reset the elevator. Jam your apartment key into the edge of the control panel. The plastic creaks, then splinters. The panel swings open, revealing a tangle of delicate wires, blue and green, carrying the disturbed machine's life current. Sliced through the green and blue wires are your apartment key. The wires offer no resistance, as if made by silk. The elevator stops, and for a single weightless second, you feel like a winner. But a red light on the panel starts flashing, followed by a sharp, piercing alarm. The machine is not crying for help, but announcing to the world, here he is inside me, a vandal, a weirdo, a terrorist. Panic begins to coil in your gut, the hunger, the alarm, the deadline, the guilt, the claustrophobic walls pressing in. You have to get out now. Find the main power cables and tear them to silence the machine. You know exactly where to look. Your eyes lock onto the thick insulating cables. You jam your key against the ancient black sheath of the main power cable, heaving and twisting with all your might. It takes some effort, but the already damaged insulation soon tears with a rubbery shriek, exposing the heavy copper within. Don't stop until it's dead. Damn, Jesus. Hello, XX70Q. XXD70Q. What up? Smaller fun facts you have? Told you I had a lot. Pyroet's favorite food is Texas bacon and his favorite drink is gasoline. Texas bacon because the engineer likes bacon, and gasoline because, well, in the Cheers emo for Pyro, he literally chugs a whole can of gasoline. That he does. That he does. Sorry. I'm a little out of it today. What game am I playing, 70? This is Rue Valley. You grind the key, mashing the live wires together. A torrent of sparks erupts, a fountain of angry spinning gold, scalding your hands and raining down on your clothes, smelling of burnt metal and silent thunder. The shredded insulation, now a blackened melting wound, begins begins to smoke. The toxic smell of charred plastic fills your lungs. A flame appears on the shredded insulation, begins to climb. The main building fire alarm soon joins the chorus. A deep roaring wail. The cabin becomes an oven as your pores open. A stale stench permeates the air, and you remember again you haven't showered in a week. The smoke thickens into a solid, choking blackness. Your head spins, the world tilting on its axis as your lungs scream for its clean air. Last thing you register is a rhythmic pounding against the door and a garbled shout, "We have a man in here. He needs assistance." Holy shit, dude. That's a scary one. You had built a wall in your mind, brick by brick, to keep the elevator incident buried, but now the memory has shattered its way back to the surface, bringing with it the suffocating panic and the acrid smell of smoke you swore you'd forgotten. Dr. Fink's analysis of your dream was the key. His words recontextualize your entire breakdown. The pattern is now blindingly obvious, and you're left wondering how you ever mistook this deliberate self-sabotage for an accident. That one's tough. That one's a tough read. Let's hit back the Kuiper Belt. We'll go talk to the barkeep. Try and get a profile on him. Not your clothes? Need to take a break? Except on TF2 Fridays. I can smell you from here. Pocket chinchillas? Tiny, tiny. I have TF2 Fridays? I do. Every Friday I play TF2 70. Hey, Graham, what's up? Welcome back, man. She's discussing something. I don't have any... I have 0 inspirations. We gotta find some inspirations. Hey, barkeep, what up?
Hey, welcome to Kuiper Belt.
Oh, he is still annoyingly full of
I'm
life.
Travis, and you look like you could really use a drink.
You're not from around here, are you? Hey, so what's your Wi-Fi password?
Sorry, buddy. It's reserved for guests only. Rules are rules.
He just points his thumb at the frame signage on the wall like that answered
But
anything.
we can quench your thirst as well as your curiosity. It's just a 1-drink minimum.
That's fine. I'll have what you're having.
Protein shake? It's not exactly on the menu, so I don't think so.
Alright, pour
Anything
me a glass of your
I
finest
see
water.
You like living dangerously. Good on you.
Not exactly on the menu, so I don't think so. Boom, flying chinchilla. Me would have like grabbing a chinchilla out of my terrarium and tossing him and spiral throwing him like a football into a dartboard. Do I have any inspirations? Not in game, apparently.
The password is Kuiper Cipher. All lowercase.
Kuiper Cipher, all lowercase. Got that memorized now. He doesn't bother hiding his disappointment, but rules are rules, and you're a paying customer. Give me a drink. Man, what is this? Why is the arcade so damn hard?
That's because it's not your average arcade game.
Clearly. Found out you can actually make it to TF2 Friday this week because we're going to see FNAF 2 movie on Saturday. You won't be able to go on Saturday, but definitely on Friday. Oh, gotcha. Glad to hear it, Blue Bear.
What you're looking at is a state-of-the-art landing simulator, built to replicate real-world flight descent conditions with surgical fidelity.
You don't exactly look like an astronaut. What's this thing doing here in a bar? Where's the rest of us people who just want to have fun without sweating? What are you doing here in a bar? Fits the vibe, don't you think? Super tech in a place themed around what that tech made possible. I'd say it belongs.
I give it a go sometimes. Not great at it, but I can get the paraglider down in one piece. Most days.
Want to bet I'll land it faster than you?
No need for a bet. I believe you. I never chase the clock. I just aim for a safe landing. The timer's for folks looking to etch their name in the high score table.
You think someone's actually watching that scoreboard? Now you encourage me to try again.
That's the spirit. Good luck.
Alright, sweet. Give me a drink.
Sure thing. What do you want? Our bar is top-notch. Not even Bothwood has some of the stuff we have.
A numb night on the rocks. The man turns, grabs a bottle from his rack, and pours you a drink over his shoulder. All in one quick liquid motion, not a drop stains the countertop.
Here. First one's on the house.
No shot. This guy's so nice. Very committed FNAF fan. Flying Chinchilla is a Christmas present flying by balloon tied to the present box. That's funny. With a Santa hat. Just hope no one shoots up the movie theater when they all see Toy Chica's feet. It's even worse when you realize Megan Fox is voicing Toy Chica. That is kind of funny, Blue Bear. I didn't know Megan Fox was voicing one of the robots. Bold texting doesn't work on live streams. All engineers have one rule: no fisting the robots. Wrong. Keep pounding that metal bussy. Cheer him with your drink and down it. Tipsy. I leave. I'm fucking tipsy. 1 impulse, 2 extroverted, 1 indifferent. Very funny. 2 extroverted is very funny. Hello?
Those protein shakes are starting to cause permanent damage, Travis. You can't seriously suggest that I just let her do whatever.
Hey, just trying to help and give you a different angle.
Believe me, I've considered every possible angle.
A token appears in her hand and starts spinning from finger to finger. Then she turns toward you, her eyes a pair of icy daggers.
I understand this is a public space, but this is a private talk. Move exactly 5 yards away and let us finish.
The bartender gives you a look that's a heterogeneous cocktail of "I'm sorry, bro," and you kinda deserved it. Wasn't trying to eavesdrop, honestly.
Yes. And Travis here wasn't trying to explain to me the things I already know.
I'm completely indifferent. I'm unkind. You can't help but wonder, is this her normal self or tonight's special? Sit. With a squeaking friction between your pants and the leather seat, you place yourself on a surprisingly comfortable chair. Oh, nope, nothing. I guess we are not investigating that, it seems. Unless there's another one. Aha! Eavesdrop on Anita. Like peering through a keyhole tempting, but ultimately intrusive, it offers you fragments of a story not really meant for you, leaving just enough room for misinterpretation, but something reveals the truth. Sweet. Well, let's hit the arcade cabinet. Maybe next time we can play on our phone, since we have Wi-Fi now. Hey, Spy Company, how's it going? Engineer with a gunslinger, unless you come prepared. True. Not beating the allegations. Until Anita goes to the roof. You press start, the world outside shrinks and fades. All that matters now is this glowing box of simulated descent. POV smacking the dog poop out of Freddy Fazbear. How long you not been posting on YouTube and visiting it? I don't know what that means. I'm just a boy. Megan Fox voicing Toy Chica is Matt Pat is voicing Bonnie. That's kind of funny, Blue Bear. Freddy Freak Bear posting in chat. They're Freddy Five Nighting in my dumpster. After all that practice, after the tutorial you revisited again and again, you start to feel it. Time to test yourself on the paraglider. Coin inserted, choice made, the machine coughs up a list of commands. Review the controls. Joystick controls direction, one switch adjusts the wind gauge, another controls the rear fan, several others are for specific movements. It was like piloting a room service cart that someone jammed a Starship interface onto. Start the game. The countdown begins, you feel oddly ready, like you've done this in another life. True. You begin your descent, carefully tilting the wing flap to catch just the right stream of wind, the perfect glide path. A violent gust slams in from the left, the screen distorts like a torn canvas, you're no longer flying, you're surviving. Gently correct the joystick. You handle it like a leaf in a storm, just enough finesse to make it look intentional. The gust subsides slowly, you coax the stability back into the glider. A bird, nope, a missile made of feathers, and despite it collides with your paraglider and clings to it. Back hard and go into a dive. Bank hard and go into a dive. You nosedive like a falling stone. The bird lets go immediately, decides it didn't, it wants no part in your madness. The runway looms ahead, getting closer. Upward stall, you stop descending, floating like a balloon, too high, too light. Dive hard and try to get back on the path, stay the course, nudge it downward slightly. You slowly bleed off the altitude like you've done them before, maybe in another life, or loop. Final descent, the runway spreads before you like an open invitation. Success! You land smooth, clean, no fanfare, just the weight of breath returning to your lungs. Let's check the time. 25th place, bravo. That's actually decent, you can write your name. Enter your name into the high score. What'll it be? You get 3 letters, choose wisely. Ilg, Har, win. I'm Ilg. There it is, your legacy, reduced to 3 blinking glyphs. Examine the arcade in detail. It's a simulator, alright, but dressed up like an arcade machine. Flashy, gaudy, clinging to the aesthetics of some older, allegedly better time. No wonder you mistake it for a regular cabinet. You spot more detailed, additional writing on the sides of the device. Check the left side. A large peeling sticker dominates the side of the machine. Property of Coral Destiny, it declares in bold bureaucratic font. Below it, a list of terms and conditions in microscopic text. Stamped over the whole thing with a quiet finality, decommissioned, all caps. That explains a lot. It explains nothing, except that they drag work with them wherever they go and treat it like gospel. Sure, bud. A small plaque, best-selling arcade simulator of 2021. Where, Space Centers? Makes sense. Where else would people willingly play something this brutal? The machine has given up all its secrets, or maybe it never had any. Guess I'll get back to killing time. This arcade's a time loop in miniature. Try as many times as you want, the only cost is time and money. But here in the real loop, even that's free. Again? Of course again. Quitting is for people with closure. You've got a vendetta. You pull your hands off the controls, your reflection lingers in the glass like a still painting. Alright, buddy, I gotta talk to you. You and I got business. Still tipsy, very funny. Freddy Freak-Bear, Freddy Fazbear, Freddy Fazbear, Freddy Fazbear, Freddy Fazbear. I have 5 nights in her at Freddy's till I spring block. Ah! Ah! How disco out of 10 would I rate this run? Again, Graham, this game doesn't really lean disco so much as it leans Reddit. But only very slightly. It's not very Reddit, but it does lean toward it. It does not lean towards disco, I think. Fun facts about Pyro. Would you think Pyro is a bug in disguise, Graham? That would be the good ending, I would say. He takes off the mask, and it's just a big fuck-ass bug, Twilight Zone style. Watching these huge hands so delicately handling small, fragile objects is mesmerizing. You're not from around here, are you?
My accent gave me away, right? When I first came here, I had the hardest time adjusting to the way people talk. It's just so thick. Man, oh man. Let me tell you, it doesn't get easier with time. I've been here a while. And what brings you here? Sorry if I'm prying, but
I'm here for
obviously
therapy.
a stranger. Oh man.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Ooh. Freddy Fazbear's Metal Gear clapping down as he runs. Dink, 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 dink. You can hear him coming from up the hall. Oh, great heavens, the power seems to overflow. Oh, great heavens, it's Sir Frederick III. Oh, great heavens, he's gonna commit the nimble of 87. Great heavens, someone save me. English? We got English, there's English people in my chair. It's visible on his face, he wants to know more, but he's stopping himself.
Listen, next drink's on me. I think you need it.
I'm already tipsy, bud.
Okay, then I'll leave you to it. I got stuff to do. Just call me if you need to top up.
Alright, I got 1 minute left. What the fuck do I do with this last minute? There's kind of fuck all. Read the first couple of sentences. Tonight, the fumes of Dirt Side smelled worse than ever. Lillian lost track of how many weeks she has been forced to spend here, among the downtrodden and the discarded. If one wanted to disappear from the face of the earth and the long arm of the law, there was no better place. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Just your usual first page stuff, publisher, printer, copyright owner, and on and on and on. Why do they even print those things? On the second page, the author's dedication, again to Rosemary, both thorned and sweet. Lilith revealed. Kill some time. Till the loop ends. After the obligatory special thanks, author, editor, and publisher notes, you reach the page where the story begins. Tonight, the fumes... Oh, right, we read that. If one wanted to disappear... Even in her exile, Lillian was determined to discover who the real killer is and who framed her. To do that, she would have to cash in all the favors people on the force still owed her. A strong start. Murder framing, self-exile, a rogue investigation. Better snuggle down and dig in. But I have like 1 minute left. It's gonna tick over and I'm gonna die. Ooh, well. As the half-decently written words carry you through the story, your internal clock nudges you back to reality. That's enough for now. That's because it's the end of the world. Can I watch Looking for a World That Doesn't Exist? Is that... That's not Dan Olson, is it? You guys want to watch the new Dan Olson, the Folding Ideas video? Oh, we already watched that. We already watched that, 70. Yep, there it is again. Right on time. What would I do with 1 minute? Probably jerk off. If I have 1 minute left to live. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick break. It is the top of the hour. I am going to go pee and get a refresh of water. BRB. Okie dokers, back to Rude Valley. Let me see, I don't really know what I want to do today. I mean this loop. They simply let you read the first page. Markiplier and Springtrap are gonna have an epic battle in the third FNAF movie. Very good. Still with you, Dr. Fink.
Mr. Harrow, I'm aware that you may be experiencing a slight lack of motivation right now. and we'll surely be coming back to this condition of yours later during our sessions. But for now, I just want you to acknowledge its existence and try to stay aware of it at all times, if possible.
If possible.
That's good to hear. However, since this is your first session, I'll allow a few questions, if there's anything.
Dr. Fink, I've come to realize that I have a pattern of ignoring problems until they become critical. He nods, clearly satisfied. I appreciate you opening up about this, Mr. Harrow. How long would you say this pattern has been governing your actions? After my partner left me, it's been steadily evolving into something unbearable. I think it all started with my father being put in a nursing home, when I was laid off and decided to become a freelancer for as long as I can remember since the incident. Huh, but wouldn't you say this pattern culminated in the incident, not the other way around? What do you mean? The incident wasn't a sudden departure from your character, it was the logical endpoint of a, no doubt, long-established habit. But now that you're acknowledging it, we can work together to understand it better and find ways to better address the problems you're experiencing. Now, discovering this mechanism is the first and crucial step towards overcoming it. It's a significant milestone, but on its own, it's merely cognition, which is not enough for us to overcome. To do that, we need willpower, and for that, in turn, we need hope. Otherwise, we remain stuck in a vicious loop of defeatism and apathy, feeding each other ad infinitum. The good news is, you're not alone in having problems like these, and I've dealt with much worse cases during my career. So I know it is indeed possible for you to get better, but to move forward, I also need you to believe that it is possible. He stops exploring your expression. So how do you feel about it, Mr. Harrow? Wait, is he really asking if you believe that lousy therapy can help you? Sure thing, I'll try. He frowns. There is no try when it comes to hope. It would really help me to hear about those with much worse cases you've dealt with. Your curiosity is admirable, Mr. Harrow. Sharing specific cases may be valuable in some contexts, but I want to emphasize that every person's experience is unique. Oh, he's hitting every single one of my emotions. Damn. Do I have a goon streak, Graham? No, not particularly. What do you mean by goon streak? Are you asking me if there are days where I do not jack off? Want to hear the backstory? Kind of asked earlier, but I don't think you noticed. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to tell me something, go crazy with it. I'll try and read. I'm not the best with chat, it seems. Am I an astronaut on my VTuber? I am, Mello. I am an astronaut. See? Here's my space helmet. And I'm a wizard. I'm an astronaut wizard. A space wizard. Fucking autocorrect. You are, son. You are SOB? True. Hit me with the lore dump. I don't wanna... Hope won't help. The whole world is against me, trying to push my stress levels higher and higher. Sometimes it feels as if the world is conspiring against us. His voice is very calm. That is precisely why I'm here, to help you navigate through these irrational fears. Your therapy is a waste of time. I've got more important things to focus on. I appreciate your honesty, Mr. Harrow. It's completely normal to have doubts, especially at the beginning of therapy. But the sooner you start cooperating, the sooner you will get better, get to go home, and be able to do those more important things. Alright, yes. I believe it's possible for me to get better. You say the words, not even sure if you're telling the truth, but something strange happens. By saying it out loud, you realize you haven't even considered it may be possible to get better for a very long time. But you're even considering if it's possible. Doesn't that mean you do believe it's possible? That means it's possible that it's possible. There may be 1 in a million chance I'll get better. I hope it is. It's possible. When there's a will, there's a way. Piece together your resolve one stubborn loop at a time. Willpower. Unlike inspiration, willpower is permanent. It is not spent, but committed. Once its assigned intention is completed, the willpower point is refunded and ready to use again. Also note that available inspiration will always be used before willpower. That's right, folks. That's right, folks. I cannot think of anything more revolutionary. By simply expressing to yourself that a better world is possible, you've given yourself one more willpower point. I hope you all take that lesson with you. He said the F word. Is Streamlabs working? Curious. I don't know. He could be. Hello, George. What's up? Here's a test. That answers your question. You're fucking Mello, you're having sex with Freddy's fucking asshole? Oh my god. Five Nights at Freddy's, but you play as Freddy and you're in the horror game with somebody trying to have sex with you? Part 1 of Pyro's story is that when he was just a normal Pyro hanging out with his best friend, an engineer till a deformed Heavy came along and killed his engineer buddy and hurt the Pyro badly. The Heavy really is dead, man. The Heavy really is dead. You're doing Heavy is dead, man. That's great to hear, Mr. Harrow. Change won't happen overnight, but with determination and hope, you can make progress. As we continue our sessions, we'll work on replacing that reflex to hide and ignore things with one new step. To stop and to look clearly at what you've been carrying. Your willingness to address these issues is a significant step towards personal growth and well-being. He glances at the clock, as always.
That's it for today.
That's it for today.
You should go and check in at the office. Your room is probably ready by now.
Get up. It's time to get up. Alright, well, we have the one thing in the world that could matter more than you know. My very own willpower. I have my very own willpower. We can eavesdrop on Anita. That one seems to be probably a way forward, or maybe not necessarily a way forward, but I don't think reality show is a good grab right now. We'll probably do that one later, but we can... I know how to eavesdrop on Anita. You could hide in her vicinity and eavesdrop on her. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. To the Kuiper Belt. And then the deformed Heavy left as fast as he came over to them. Hyrort held his engineer's helmet. His grips hardens with anger, small flames filling his goggles lens. He wasn't gonna get away. Oh! I didn't fucking listen in on our call fast enough. Fuck. Well, we're at the Kuiper Belt now. We already read it. I guess we can just keep playing games. Until the loop ends. We're gonna fail this loop, I guess. Tick, 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 tick. Damn. You step back from the machine, there are other things waiting, more urgent, or at least more real. Oh, I forgot we could have been, we had this, I forgot we had the Wi-Fi password. We could have been using the Wi-Fi. Thoughts on MVM? I'm ready for an MVM update. I'll tell you that much. Deet deet. Oh, the guy who made Esoteric Ebb, he announced that he's releasing the game early next year. So in springtime 2026, I think he said, Esoteric Ebb is coming out. So I'm really excited to play it. Playing TF2 right now on your PC, Mello? Nice. Five Nights at Freddy, but you have a gun. Sorry, Dr. Fink, I gotta go.
Please.
Sorry. I gotta go. I gotta go listen in on Anita's phone call.
Come on, you thief!
To the Kuiper Belt. After learning and studying engineering, Pyrowork became very smart and learned a lot and even got hired by Saxon himself, but the deformed Heavy story was heard. He was basically a Karkin. A loop could be a gamer's dream, since there's infinite video games. Very true. Me when I'm a gamer. Anita, I need to eavesdrop on your phone call, baby girl. I didn't listen to her conversation. Quick, before she notices you snooping. The cactus, the metal barrels, jump into those bushes over there. How about the bushes? That sounds funny. What a creeper, dude. You try not to think about it, not to focus on the branch that seems to be getting closer and closer to your eye.
What?
She did what? Her grip on the phone tightens, plastic crackling in the process. With the other hand, she spins the token with such fury you're afraid she'll cause a localized tornado. A brief pause following while she listens to Richard, dagger shining in her eyes.
Understand understand that, Richard. But you don't seem capable of understanding my instructions. So, I'm going to repeat them one more time and hope they get through all the noise in your head. Here's what will happen.
Robin will accept the invitation. You will make sure that the university's board disregards that whole past the deadline issue.
Is it now?
She squints her eyes and wrinkles pop up in an instant. Anger has added dozens of years to her face. Seems like her evening has turned into a real shit hurricane and she's trying to fend it off with an umbrella. I would give away my right thumb to know what's bothering her. Well, she's so furious that she might bite off your whole hand, bones and all.
If you stick to my plan, all will be well. If you stick to my plan.
The token in her hand stops spinning, and she grips it so hard that you see her skin turn red. That flesh-hungry stake posing as an innocent branch has gotten so close to your eye that you can barely see the lady anymore. Just close the eye, focus on her with the other one. And soon enough, the only eye you will have. You know, endless wisdom is not a guaranteed side effect of one eye loss. Before the man-eating shrub gouges out your eye, the call is ended with the angry press of the manicured fingertip. The tyrant has issued all the orders, it seems. Sweet. Eavesdrop on Anita? Let's hit that thought then. Robin Fleming, apparently. She declined an offer to enroll at a university. Fascinating. You managed to get some info eavesdropping while she's on the phone, now to do the same while she's talking to the big guy. Alright, sweet. Let's hit inside and eavesdrop while she's talking to the big guy.
Those protein shakes are starting to...
Hey, just
Believe me.
Pretend you're regular at the bar and do something inconspicuous. If you just stand there, she'll chase you away like before. But what? Show great interest in the song list of the jukebox. Pretend you're playing pool. Throw a dart or two. Pretend you're playing pool. Lucky for you, their conversation has engrossed them so much they won't notice you're pushing the balls with the wrong end of the
can't
stick.
be all that bad.
True. The wizard is talking the wizard. Pyroid grabbed all his level 5 sentries and other powerful stuff he engineered. He was gonna go into battle with the Kraken Heavy, and he wasn't gonna go down easy, except sadly he failed again. And the rest will be continued in part 2 in the lore, which I'm still planning. Gotcha, Bluebear. Damn, good luck, man.
Not
Sounds
all
interesting.
bad. My car is stuck at the gas station, and that idiot Frank will fix it never.
You know, you can take White Lightning anytime.
That man has the soul of a poet.
I don't need your car, I need my car. My notebook is in there. I forgot it because Frank wouldn't stop fucking yapping.
Jesus, girl, chill.
That notebook is like my external memory. Without it, I'm operating blind. For fuck's sake, it's like the universe is against me today.
If only you could tell her how it feels when the universe is truly against you, like when it makes you live in an evening over and over and over again. And again. Feels. The universe is against me. And again. Such a constant reminder is wearing down even the walls of uncaring Fortress Harrow. Travis snaps his fingers like he just had a brilliant idea, then your train of thought has been derailed and is now a flaming wreck.
You know what we're gonna do?
Yes, that's right. As soon as the roadblock ends, we'll close the bar for a while and drive to Maxine, so I can pick up my notebook.
That woman really knows what she wants. And is not afraid to say it very loudly
This way will
sometimes.
solve at least one bucket of shit that the universe spilled on my head.
Wait, there's more?
And with names at that. Both Robin and Ben decided to surprise me with some very shitty news.
Ah, the juice. Literally transform into a giant ear. It sure reminds me of Freak Fortress. I know, Graham. I read Bluebear's explanation of his Pyroid character, and I was like, that sounds like a Freak Fortress boss. Work this in for now, since I love making the lore and the other stuff for this. If the spring lock failure instead of a scream, it was a moan. Oof! Ooh! Ooey! Ow! Something like that. Other friendly TF2 freak, Pissman. Pyrort is the one of the friendly freaks. Friendly Freak Fortress.
Ben pulled a major Ben, and I have to clean up after him again. And Robin, she's even worse. Remember all the hoops we jumped through for her? Well, she just spat on all of it.
Hey, they're both grown-ups. Maybe let them deal with their own mess?
As I said, those protein shakes are getting to you. I let Ben manage the motel after the divorce. I let Robin stay there with him. And this is the result.
She slams the token she's been playing with on the bar so hard that you hear the wood crack.
Just a thought, nothing else.
Next stop, Robin and Ben. Got it.
Sorry to be the fourth bucket of shit, but I got a notification that $40K was taken out of our joint account.
Oh, he's bringing it up.
So, what's the deal?
Said Travis so defensively that he dug miles of trenches and built concrete bunkers with that sentence.
Really, Travis? You trust me so little? That money will be returned to the account tomorrow.
That money is long gone on gambling debts.
I believe you.
I can't.
For a while, she hides her silence under her hat. Fuck, dude. Ugh, yikes. Yikes, that's rough. That was so inspirational to listen to, apparently. Wrap it up. The good old snooping around did prove useful. It grows on you. You did it once, you'll do it again. Once you cross that line, it becomes a part of you. Like peering through a keyhole tempting, but ultimately intrusive, it offers you fragments of a story not really meant for you, leaving just enough room for misinterpretation, but sometimes it reveals the truth. You can search Anita's car at the gas station. I don't think we've been to the gas station yet, though. So we will not be picking on that. We can hit the reality show and see what the deal on that guy is. We can also fix the vending machine. We can do both, even. Let's turn life into a reality show. Question all the actors, sooner or later someone will break away from the character. So, you're in a reality show. I always knew something like this would happen. It's true. Oof. How wizard would I rate this woman? I do enjoy her hat. I enjoy her hat, her anger, and her gambling debts. I may be in love. This man is just a sniper, except he has a lot of Jiratis strapped to him and has custom cannon weapon that fires multiple Jiratis at the enemy. Also, he may get his own little story. Very funny. Your every action is being filmed for someone's entertainment. From now on, you have to watch your every step. Damn it. Wonder what it's called. Probably something like The Amazing Mr. Harrow every Sunday at 8. Therapy on Repeat, the show about a man trapped in a time loop. The Harrow Show, 47, the show. Rue Valley, available on all streaming platforms. On the cover, an old motel and Rue Valley signpost. Next to it, your face. But it's upside down, with a digital 8:47 p.m. from the century-old alarm clock covering your eyes. Hey, it's a cool cover. The reality show. Question all the actors, sooner or later someone will break away from the character. True. We can also fix the vending machine. I could try it. Both tangible. It can't be that hard to fix the machine. Maybe just give it a good shove, or press the return change button. Really hard? You'll figure it out. Alright. Neither of these should be too tough. We gotta blow off some time here at the bar. Because we're like 20 minutes away from getting creamed. Hit the car, drive south. Hit the car, drive north as fast as possible. Get the car, drive south. Also, he says piss or Girardi whenever he's about to attack, and it's also just the only word he can say. That's funny. Did you just get deja vu? We've been here before. We've been here before. Many times. In fact, so many times you might think you were in a time loop. I won't let you know that, though. I'm sure somebody will. Fuck yeah. Even with long loading screens, the music makes up for it. We just drove south. Fascinating. Haven't been to the south before. Let's see what we got. The bleached face holds a message, its meaning long surrender to the elements. Oh, no, we're at the bridge. Never mind. Hit the bridge and waste some time? Let's do it. If we're poor, walk up to the edge and sit down. Wait until something interesting happens. While the rain soaks the dry desert road, you begin to wonder what will happen next. The motel is not far from here. You can even see the pinkish glow of the neon sign through the rain. You know that the careless driver drove from the motel in the direction of this roadblock. There's no other way he could do it. How do you get past the roadblock, though? That's what you're about to see. Oh, right. I forgot. How did he get past it? Does he get past it? As the thunder subsides, you realize how with every passing loop it seems to startle you a bit less, as if your body's getting used to it. But the driver's still nowhere to be seen, and the first time you saw him, he was right there in the motel parking lot before the thunder. A slew of questions surrounds you like a swarm of bees. Where could he be? So many questions, but one thing seems certain. Somehow, he's special. Can I... Well, I guess we could drive south and see what the damage is. 38, we got like 10 minutes left. Did I eat a cat? I would eat a cat. I'm a cat eater. Lyrics of falling to the sky, fake your love in your dreams. In my dreams, now I say goodbye, now I fall into the sky. Which one shall you choose? Continue the Pyrewort facts and hear the Pissman's facts while we play TF2 together, or stop the Pyrewort facts and head the facts about the Pissman. Oh, where is he? Where's our boy? That was a full thought, right? Careless driver. He did not show up again. Somehow he defies the loop. Somehow. He's special. Well, can I get my key card? It's a little late. Mind if I grab my key card?
Are you ready to check in now, Mr. Harrow?
Hey, you know how to fix the vending machine? It's stuck. What, again? Damn it! Guess I'll really have to push Dad to get us the Vendomatic 3000. Our rust bucket has more malfunctioning components than working ones. There's a trick to get it out of the unjam it. And so far, it's worked every time. I really should put a sign on the damn thing explaining how it works. Listen up. You have to press the return change button, but really press it all the way until you hear the plastic crack, then simultaneously press the coffee button and the more sugar button 3 times easy. That sounds like a tough but lethal combo in an arcade fighting game. You might have to apply some elbow grease, but you're sure you can pull it off. Jam the return change button until the plastic cracks, then press the coffee button and the more sugar button 3 times, simultaneously. Thanks, I'll raise a cup of coffee to your health. My pleasure, enjoy your coffee. Have you seen a guy wearing a red plaid shirt driving a blue tow truck?
Oh, that has to be Uncle
Frank. Man, she's enlightening me to everything. Okay, Jesus. Damn, she the best. You the best, girl. Would you eat another? Me after I eat a cat? Can I eat another? Yes, I'd like 1 cat, please, and another cat. She chuckles.
He's a
Family friend.
You've met him?
He drove into a transformer at the parking lot.
Again? Just a few days ago, he crashed into a street lamp near the shuttle stop. He's so reckless. But, you know, he and my dad go way back, so...
She shrugs.
I guess that's also why he lets him stay at the motel for free.
So he's staying right here.
Yep, right here.
Eyebrows raised, she points down as well.
In fact, he's been living here for the last 2 years. Dad says he's a good man that fell on some hard times. I want to believe it, but I don't see it. So, why are you asking about him?
I just need to talk to him.
All right. His room is number 1, but I don't see his pickup outside, so he's probably not in there.
Okay. Do you know Anita? She gives you a sideways glance, but whatever provoked it, she lets it slide for the next moment.
Sure I do. I mean, as much as anyone can say they know their parents.
She's trying to keep an air of indifference, but there's stale bitterness in her words.
But I get why you didn't make a connection. We don't look alike, like, at all. Just the other day, I looked through some of the stuff she forgot here, and there was this camera. I saw Anita young, Real young.
Real young.
And we look nothing alike.
I didn't answer your question. Pyroart facts or Pissman facts? Can you, like, blend them together so they're, like, one guy? And then hit me with, like, both facts of, like, start telling me a Pyroart fact, and then in the middle of the fact, switch it up to a Pissman fact. But, like, the second half of a Pissman fact, and then sort of, like, blend it all together like that, into, like, a goo. Who knows what secrets are hidden in there? Might be worth looking into, but Robin's certainly not going to tell you where they
No
are.
wonder, really. Everybody tells me I'm the spitting image of my dad.
Do you know what? Fucking I'll do something like that. Like, the idea of blending Pyroart and Pissman together does sound very funny to me. At this point, Blueberry, you're, like, combining all the TF2 characters into one big amalgam. It's very funny. Alright, Mello, have a good night, man. She works with you. Do all of you live here together? Your mom lives with things here. And the more important unspoken question, where are they?
Yeah, there's a whole box of it down.
She suddenly stops, her lips pursed.
Forgot some of her stuff here when she left us. After the divorce, you know. She's running that Kuiper Belt bar up the road with her new boyfriend, Travis.
Oh.
Yeah, this was a family-run operation. Though it would be better to say she was running things and Dad just followed her orders. Oh man, Anita would never allow me to install the key cards.
Take it you don't like Travis.
Oh, no, Travis is a decent guy. My problem is with Anita. To be honest, I don't understand why she left us. I guess I never will.
And your father is...
Ben! He's running the motel now, and I'm helping him. Which means this is still a family business, despite Anita walking out on us.
Why'd they get a divorce?
I've been thinking about it a lot. Like, trying to learn some lesson here. Short answer? I don't know. And the long answer?
I
don't know.
Damn, she's fucking dumping a shitload of information.
Mom still
Wow.
calls me every day, still pushes me to do the things she thinks are best for me, and I know she's pushing Dad the
My
same
bad,
way.
I gotta read all that. You can make the 10th class. Combine all the classes together, make the 10th class. It's not like they ever included me in their conversations, if they had any. Like, their divorce doesn't affect me. I mean, I know they had issues, but I never imagined all of it would break apart so quickly. It really fucked Dad up in the brain, though. He's trying not to show it. And the worst thing, everything's different, but feels the same. Mom still calls me every day, still pushes me to do the things she thinks are best for me, and I know she's pushing Dad the same way.
She doesn't have the right to meddle in our lives so much, because everything changed.
Dark cloud ripples across her face, and she closes her eyes. For a moment, her lips tighten, then her eyes open. Try to understand her. I'm sure she wants to... is that why you're in Rue Valley, so you won't abandon your father like Anita did?
Oh, sorry, Dr. Fink. I didn't recognize you.
Chill, Anita. Chill, girl.
Sorry. It was stronger than me. Is there anything I can do for you, Mr. Harrow? If not, I have some things to take care of.
I need to talk to Ben. Is he the manager of this place? There's a hint of panic in her voice. He is, but why would you want to talk to my dad, Mr. Harrow? I want a new room, one that hasn't been tampered with. I assure you, Mr. Harrow, none of our rooms have been tampered with, unless you count me cleaning them and changing the sheets as tampering. The trouble is, he's not even here. Can I get his phone number, then? Yeah, of course. Let me send it to you real quick. There. I'd like to get into my room.
All right then, let's get you into your room. So, number 6, the last one on the second floor. Everything is ready for you. And this is your key card.
Keep listening until she gives you the key card.
I see you're confused by this. You were expecting an old-fashioned...
Wait for her to finish.
Actually, one.
Wait for her to finish.
So, yes, we've decided. How great is that?
Wonderful.
So, here's your key card.
Sign the document.
Thank you.
It's the end of the
I'm here
world.
If you need anything.
It's the end of the
Enjoy your
world.
stay.
I'm signing a doc. It's the end of the world. I didn't even get to into my room. But we got a shitload of information from her. Jesus. When I said Pyro's Uber's gasoline meter thing and how it has reference to the backstory, that's because Engineer Pyro were gonna go on a lunch break. Pissmans is actually in a war like
Still with me,
Shitmans,
Mr.
and there's
Harrow?
multiple clones of Pissmans and Shitmans. Shitmans wear brown and Pissmans wear yellow. That's kind of funny. That's a good one. Shitmans throw jars of shit at people, like how Pissman run jars of piss at people. That's kind of a funny plot line, Blue Bear. Would I really like to be stuck in a time loop? I'd be cool with it. I'd be chill. Yeah, I am.
Mr. Harrow, I'm aware that you may and will surely be coming, but for now,
I'll try.
I just want...
I'll try, Doc. I'll try.
That's good to hear. However, since this is your first
I have a question
session,
about this
I'll allow
reality
a
show
few
we are
questions.
both a part of.
Reality show?
Plushy eyebrows raise up as he nods
Please
slowly.
elaborate.
You're jealous of my star status, right? That's why you maintain that I'm better than you attitude. You exclusively play supporting roles? Are you a real psychotherapist, or do you just pretend to be one for the show? Exclusively play supporting roles.
That's very nicely put. And I'm glad that you feel that way. Yes, I do try to be as supportive as possible towards all of my clients.
What I meant to ask was whether you always take on minor roles, like you do in my show.
It could be said that therapy is just an episode in one's life series, so the therapist role is usually considered to be a minor one. But how much screen time someone gets in one's life is often superseded by the influence they have on it. So we've yet to see how much of a role I'll play in your life.
Are you a real psychotherapist, or do you just pretend to be one for the show? He maintains a calm demeanor. This is probably not the first time he's heard this question.
Mr. Harrow, I assure you that I am a licensed psychotherapist with all the necessary education, supervision, and experience to do this job. If my word is not good enough, the evidence surrounds you.
He points his fingers toward the wall where his diploma and certificates are hung.
I know that sometimes it's easier to deal with situations like this by questioning everything, including my capabilities. However, I assure you, I'm capable of helping you with your troubles, and together we can work on improving your life together. Now, I have a question for you. Why are you all of a sudden focused on this life is a show metaphor?
It is not a metaphor. Because I figured everything out and I insist on getting the answers.
I don't follow. The answers to what questions?
How much time really elapses between me being knocked out and the moment I find myself waking up again on this couch?
You simply got lost in thought, Mr. Harrow, for no longer than a minute. It's not a big deal. You've been going through a lot lately.
He's playing you like a fiddle. Ask him a question he won't be able to purposely misinterpret. Where are all the cameras hidden? All the people in Rue Valley are just hired actors, aren't they? Is all of this Rue Valley just a reality show set? All the people in Rue Valley are just hired actors, aren't they? His furrowed brows and slightly tilted head indicate a genuine sense of confusion, as if he's trying to unravel a perplexing riddle or piece together a puzzle that he's confounded in.
Please, calm down. You're overwhelmed by stress and are not thinking clearly. We better stop here and continue tomorrow. You should go and check in at the office. Your room is probably ready by now.
Okay. Get up. You are just an actor. And I am the star. His name is Frank. He did not show up again. Somehow he defies the loop. He is staying at the hotel in room 1. He is, in fact, not defying the loop, I believe. Robin Fleming. Her mother's name is Anita. Her father's name is Ben. They are divorced. Robin feels like Anita is trying to control her life. She declined an offer to enroll in university. Anita here, she was the owner of the motel along with her ex-husband. She still has some of her stuff at the motel. Her car is at the gas station now. She seems to have lost her notebook. Travis is Anita's boyfriend. Robin complains that Anita is trying to control her life. She's on a phone call until 8:25. Gotcha. We still need to search Anita's car. We need to find Anita's stuff at the gas station. Oh, in the motel, rather. Oh, it's in the laundry room. Ben Fleming. The owner of the motel is named Ben. He doesn't seem to be around here. He is the father of the receptionist. You know his phone number. You can now call him if you need anything from him. Alright, let's
Coffee, you jerk!
maybe I can help. She looks at you suspiciously.
Sure. Give it a go.
Press the return change button, but really press it all the way until you hear the plastic crack, then simultaneously press the coffee button and the more sugar button 3 times. The machine stirs to life with a low resonating hum, its internal mechanisms clicking into place, awakened by your input. The display reads, insert a coin. Insert a coin, press the coffee button. Shit. So is it still the sniper, but he's just brown? Shit. Shit, mate. Piss shit. Aw, piss. Aw, shit. Local FNAF fan throws a jar of shit at next door neighbor's window. Hello, Death Knight. Have a good night, man. Thanks. Daily newspaper with no further context. True. Made some old TF2 freaks like Tender Medic and Chef Spy. Tender Medic won't appear, but Chef Spy will appear as a minor character for an enemy for Pyrort. I am excited for Chef Spy. Insert a coin. Press the coffee button. The coin clinks into the slot. A deep grind echoes from within the coffee button glows. The inviting aroma of fresh brew begins to permeate the air. And her steaming cup.
Oh, what? Nice! I don't know how you figured it out, but thank you so much.
She takes one long sip from the plastic cup and savors the moment. As you don't say anything, she soon interrupts the silence. She raises the cup as if to make a toast.
Strangers fixing machines.
Oh, 3 inspiration points for fixing
Speaking
the
of
vending
strangers,
machine.
I'm Riley.
Eugene. Nice to meet you, Riley.
So, first session?
Yeah, how about you?
Me?
She smiles.
No, I live here. I mean, in Rue Valley, not in the motel.
She pauses, then looks at you mischievously.
So, how was it?
Well, I've been told it's for my own good, so...
I'm sorry it happened. On the other,
She winks, as if she's not supposed to say it out loud.
what'd you do?
Stupid thing or two during last New Year's Eve. Nothing to worry about. About as soon as I finish... I did a stupid thing or two during last New Year's
Oh,
Eve.
boy.
She whistles.
Well, I hope Dr. Fink helps you figure it out soon.
Yeah.
Not that I have any personal experience with therapy. I only ever go during our mandatory assessments.
Mandatory assessments.
My brother, though, he used to visit Dr. Fink daily for quite some time. And trust me, I saw him getting better and better as the months went by. Until he quit.
Why did he quit?
He had a minor disagreement with Dr. Fink regarding some of his
Oh, shit.
beliefs.
Beliefs.
But other than that, therapy really helped him get on his feet again.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Chef Spy is one of my favorites to make, and guess what time it is, Theo? It's lore time for Chef Spy. Old or current lore for Chef Spy? What does he cook? I'm more concerned about what Mr. Chef Spy is cooking up. That woman is a goblin in disguise. I think so, Graham.
But enough about that.
I think we're gonna have to kill her. She puts on an uneasy
So,
smile.
how do you like the motel? Met the crew yet?
Just Robin, the receptionist.
There's also Uncle Ben. He's the owner, and Robin's father. Aunt Anita was around until a year or two ago, but she's not a part of the place anymore.
Uncle and aunt. You related to him.
No, it's just that I lived here for a while. A long time ago, to be precise. The Flemings took me and my brother in after we lost everything. They became like family to us.
You lost everything? How come?
We lost our mom in a house fire, and our dad had passed before that, so... yeah. Anyway, Uncle Ben was like a father to us. Still is in some ways. He's a little quirky, but he's got a good heart. Robin, too. I guess what I want to say is, you're in good hands here.
Good to hear, I hope so. Cynical? Yeah, right.
Come on, lighten up.
Have you seen the fire? Have you seen the sky suddenly turn into fiery? So how do you feel about this whole reality show thing? I have questions about Anita. This is more pressing.
Sure. Anita? She's the queen of hospitality here in Rue Valley.
What's up with her hat?
Anita always dressed like that. You better believe it raised a few eyebrows, or a few dozen eyebrows around here.
People. People? But can he make a grilled cheese? Yes. Does Chef Spy cook grilled cheese? In his old lore, it's people, but in the current lore, he actually cooks fancy food like a T-bone steak and the same type of chicken Chick-fil-A makes, I guess. What fancy food to name? He can't make a grilled cheese? He can make a grilled cheese. Wonderful.
But ever since the divorce, she cranked it up to 11.
Damn.
I don't know. Maybe that midlife crisis or whatever. Or she's finally a free woman and can do whatever she wants.
I don't get it. Why isn't he the queen of local tourism?
Well, she was running the motel with Uncle Benny back in the day, and now she opened a bar with that hunky dude from Bothwood.
Back in the day?
Yeah, well, back when they were still living there, happily ever after. Nowadays, they're split, or More like cleaved clean down the middle. I don't think Kuipers is raking in the big bucks, but considering no one else is doing any tourist stuff around here, that kind of qualifies her as the queen of tourism.
Aunt Nita.
That's a very long story, and I'd rather not talk about it right now. Let's just say we're related.
Kinda, okay.
You're welcome?
Yeah, you're welcome.
This was fun and all, but gotta go. Thanks for the coffee.
She turns around and leaves. Okay, I can only get one good conversation out of her before she takes off. I can also get a Riley. The young woman apparently holds some kind of grudge against the vending machine in the motel. Her name is Riley. Ben raised her and is like a father to her. We can get a little more information out of her if we talk to her, probably. You learned and tested the combo to get the vending machine unstuck. Now you can have a coffee whenever you want. The best thing is, because of the time loop, you won't have to face the dreaded caffeine crash. That's funny. Alright, I've got a lot of points. Reality show is a bitch and a half of a quest to get through, I think. Anita's old stuff is inside the motel, so we can actually just go grab that. You have Ben's phone number. It's time to call him. Press the reddish button, take the machine. Our boy is in room 1, apparently. Frank, knock. Frank, I know you're in there. The only answer you get is a full-fledged silence. Stranger here to find what. The silence only deepens, swelling the room. Ignoring me will solve nothing, Frank. I just want to talk, Frank. Nothing more. Ignoring me will solve nothing, Frank. Not a single peep. Maybe he's pondering my words. Or maybe he's just not there at all. Frank, cut the crap. Open the door. Knock on the door harder. The door remains stubbornly closed. Fucking Frank. Try the doorknob. Locked. Fucking Frank. Frank the tank. He is staying at the motel in room 1, but it seems he's either not there or he won't open up, plus the room is locked. Frank is either not in his room or he won't open up. Perhaps you could try to enter his room somehow. I'd like to enter Frank's room. Maybe there's a body in there. Maybe he's dead. Anyway, while we're here, let's see if we can't get this guy down the road. Certified chef. He serves TKODK, also known as the King of Demo Knights. It's a demo man, but he's a king, and Chef Spy works in his castle. Also, the castle's a bunch of demo knights around. Sounds cool. Yo! Sorry, wrong door. Yo, the internet's out, man. I think I was gonna try and warn him that the internet's out so we can get an earlier run, but I suppose that is not privy. Alright, we gotta make this phone call. The picture says Anita's stuff is in the washroom, though. A lot of random boxes in all shapes and sizes. Some of them are labeled Ben. One says documentation. Okay. Make a phone call. Call Ben. He might spill some Anita beans. Call Ben to learn the whereabouts of Anita's stuff. Let's talk about Anita first. The line rings and rings. And just when the monotonous ringing finally finishes drilling a borehole straight to your thalamus, a raspy male voice answers.
Sorry, can't talk now. Quite busy. Call later.
Oh no, you'll talk to me now.
No, I won't.
The line is dead, as are your hopes of getting any useful info. Maybe try calling him a bit later. He does not want a phone call right now. It seems that he's busy before 8:30. Best to call him after that. Gotcha. We've got 2 points left. We can search Anita's car. We can head south. Let's hit the motorway south and find out what the deal is. See if there's anything there. Hey, Mello, welcome back. Going to King Demo Knight's castle would be kind of cooked due to all the Demo Knights that would charge at you. That's funny. Your awful joke. To be frank, he could be dead. Hey, Alaskan. Put it on silent and ignore. You silence your phone, the mystery of the caller's identity gently teases you. Also, there's the snowman. It's a demo man made out of snow. That's funny. Thank you, Alaskan. Have a good night. If I don't see it. Ah, now I want a grilled cheese. I don't think I have any bread. Maybe I'll make a quesadilla. Well, there's the gas station, it looks like. Max's gas. Max do be gassing. Oh shit, there's a lot going on here, huh? We got a lot more to explore here at Max's gas station, but I'm gonna save. I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna read. Not quite the end of the stream, but we definitely got a lot more to explore here in Rue Valley. Gotta tell you, kind of having fun with the game. I don't have a headache anymore. Rue Valley is kind of nice. It's nice to engage with something a little more emotional. Disco Elysium has that, you know, socio-political post-cursor, you know, that really shows you like how the significance of your existence at the end of the world, you know. Rue Valley is like your emotional existence during that time. It's Disco Elysium is if Disco Elysium is the earnestness, is like the most earnest that you can be in existence, then Rue Valley is its Reddit counterpart. But they're two sides of the same coin of capitalism. Rue Valley is its emotional acknowledgement, and Disco Elysium is its hope fueled depression, you know. So it's interesting going straight from Disco Elysium to Rue Valley. It's a wonderfully compelling mix. I can't wait till Mr. Harrow. Can't wait to see where Mr. Harrow gets us. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. We'll be back with, I think, the end of the book of Equal Rights, hopefully. And I do know who I want to read after the Discworld series. I want to try reading some Thomas Pynchon. It was recommended by Matthew Chrisman, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know anything about his works, though, so BRB. Okay. Whoa. 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 Alright, Blue Bear, have a good night, man. Let's see. Get my funny hat on. Get the next set of Minecraft funny sounds going. Ooh. How we doing tonight, everybody? Just a little bit of Rue Valley. I felt like we'd made some progress, even with Dr. Fink. You know, emotionally. It was nice. It was nice discovering, like, your first point of willpower. There's definitely something there, you know? You do discover your willpower after you've exhausted all of your cynicism, your arrogance, your nosiness, your paranoia, you know? All the traits that just, like, all the traits of your, like, developed personality that sort of like keep you stuck in your, like, emotional states. After you've exhausted all them, the only thing that's left there is just willpower. And then you find it. And then you find yourself and you find the thing. But it takes a while to get there. And usually it's best done in a setting like Mr. Harrow is going through, it seems. The easiest way to go about doing it. Alright, folks. We are back again with a little bit of Terry Pratchett's Equal Rights. Let's get to it. I don't think we'll finish the book tonight, but maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Something else was happening, in a place as far away as thickness of a shadow. The student wizards had run back to the Great Hall where Katangle and Granny Weatherwax were still locked in the magical equivalent of Indian arm wrestling. The flagstones under Granny were half melted and cracked, with the table behind Katangle being taken root and already bore a rich crop of acorns. One of the students had earned several awards for bravery by daring to tug at Katangle's cloak, and now they were crowded into a narrow room looking at the two bodies. Katangle summoned doctors of the body and doctors of the mind, and the room buzzed with magic as they got to work. Granny tapped him on the shoulder. "A word in your ear, young man," she said. "Hardly young, ma'am," sighed Katangle. Hardly young, madam," sighed Katangle. Hardly young. He felt drained. It'd been decades since he'd dueled in magic. Although it was common enough among students, he had a nasty feeling that Granny would have won eventually. Fighting her was like swatting a fly on your nose. He couldn't think of what had come over him to try it. Granny led him out into a passage and around the corner to a window seat. She sat down, leaning her broomstick against the wall. Rain drummed heavily on the roofs outside, and a few zigzags of lightning indicated a storm of ramp-top proportions approaching the city. "That was quite an impressive display," she said. You nearly won once or twice there." "Oh," said Katangle, brightening up. "Do you really think so?" Granny nodded. "Aw." Katangle patted at various bits of his robe until he located a tarry bag of tobacco and rolled of paper. His hand shook as he fumbled a few shreds of second-hand pipeweed into a skinny homemade. He ran the wretched thing across his tongue and barely moistened it, then a dim remembrance of propriety welled up at the back of his mind. He said, "Do you mind if I smoke?" Granny shrugged. Katangle struck a match on the wall and tried desperately to navigate the flame and the cigarette into approximately the same position. Granny gently took the match from his trembling hand and lit it for him. "Aw, they're gonna kiss." Katangle sucked on the tobacco, had a ritual cough, and settled back, the glowing end of the roll-up the only light in the dim corridor. "They've gone wandering," said Granny at last. "I know," said Katangle. "Your wizards won't be able to get them back." "I know that too." They might get something back, though." "I wish you hadn't said that." There was a pause while they contemplated what might come back, inhabiting living bodies acting almost like the original inhabitants. "It's probably my fault," they said in unison, and stopped in astonishment. "They're gonna kiss, bro! Aww!" "You first, madam," said Katangle. "Them cigarette-y things," asked Granny. "Are they good for the nerves?" Katangle opened his mouth to point out very courteously that tobacco was a habit reserved for wizards, but thought better of it. He extended the tobacco pouch toward Granny. She told him about Esk's birth and the coming of the old wizard and the staff and Esk's forays into magic. By the time she had finished, she had succeeded in rolling a tight, thin cylinder that burned with a small blue flame and made her eyes water. "I don't know that shaky nerves wouldn't be better," she wheezed. Katangle wasn't listening. "This is quite astonishing," he said. "You say the child didn't suffer in any way." "Not that I noticed," said Granny. "The staff seemed well on her side, if you know what I mean." "And where's the staff now?" "She said she threw it in the river." The old wizard and the elderly witch stared at each other, their faces illuminated by a flare of lightning outside. Katangle shook his head. "The river's flooded," he said. "It's a 1,000,000 to 1 chance." Granny smiled grimly. It was the sort of smile that wolves ran away from. Granny grasped her broomstick purposefully. 1,000,000 to 1 chances, she said. Crop up 9 times out of 10. True. There are storms that are, frankly, theatrical. All sheet lightning and metallic thunder rolls. There are storms that are tropical and sultry, and inclined to hot winds and fireballs. But this was a storm of the Circle C Plains, and its main ambition was to hit the ground with as much rain as possible. It was the kind of storm that suggests that the whole sky has swallowed a diuretic. The thunder and lightning hung around in the background, supplying a sort of chorus, but the rain was the star of the show. It tap-danced across the land. The grounds of the university stretched right down to the river. By day, they were a neat front formal pattern of gravel paths and hedges, but in the middle of a wet, wild night, the hedges seemed to have moved, and the paths had simply gone off somewhere to stay dry. The weak, weird light shone inefficiently among the dripping leaves, but most of the rain found its way through anyway. "Can you use one of them wizard fireballs? Have a heart, madam. Are you sure she would have come this way? There's a sort of jetty thing down here somewhere, unless I'm lost." There was the sound of heavy body blundering wetly into a bush, and then a splash. "I found the river anyway." Granny Weatherwax peered through the soaking darkness. She could hear a roaring and could dimly make out the white crests of floodwater. There was also the distinctive river smell of the Ankh, which suggested that several armies had used it first as a urinal and then as a sepulchre. Katangle splashed dejectedly toward her. "This is foolishness," he said, "meaning no offense, madam, but it'll be out to sea in the flood and I'll die of cold. You can't get any wetter than you are now. Anyway, you walk wrong for rain." "I beg your pardon? You go all hunched up, you fight it. That's not the way you should. Well, move between the drops." And indeed, Granny seemed to be merely damp. "I'll bear that in mind. Come on, madam, it's me for a roaring fire and a glass of something hot and wicked." Granny sighed. "I don't know. Somehow I expected to see it sticking out of the mud or something, not just all this water." Katangle patted her gently on the shoulder. "There may be something else we can do," he began, and was interrupted by a zip of lightning and another roll of thunder. "I said maybe there's something," he began again. "What was that I saw?" demanded Granny. "What was what?" said Katangle, bewildered. "Give me some light." The wizard sighed wetly and extended a hand. A bolt of golden fire shot out across the foaming water and hissed into oblivion. "There," said Granny triumphantly. "It's just a boat," said Katangle. "The boys use them in the summer." He waited after Granny's determined figure as fast as he could. "You can't be thinking of taking it out into the night like this," he said. "It's madness." Granny slithered along the wet planking of the jetty, which was already nearly underwater. "You don't know anything about boats," Katangle protested. "I shall have to learn quickly then," replied Granny calmly. "But I haven't been in a boat since I was a boy." "I wasn't actually asking you to come. Does the pointy bit go in the front?" Katangle moaned. "This is all very creditable," he said, "but perhaps we can wait till morning." A flash of lightning illuminated Granny's face. "Perhaps not," Katangle conceded. He lumbered along the jetty and pulled the little rowing boat toward him. Getting in was a matter of luck, but he managed it eventually, fumbling with the painter in the darkness. The boat swung out into the flood and was carried away, spinning slowly. Granny clung to the seat as it rocked with the turbulent waters and looked expectantly at Katangle through the murk. "Well," she said. "Well, what?" said Katangle. "You said you knew all about boats." "No, I said you didn't." "Oh." They hung on as the boat wallowed heavily, miraculously righted itself, and was carried backward downstream. "When you said you hadn't been in a boat since you were a boy," Granny began, "I was 2 years old, I think." The boat caught on a whirlpool, spun around, and shot out across the flow. "I had you down as the sort of boy who was in and out of boats all day long." "I was born up in the mountains. I get seasick on damp grass, if you must know," said Katangle. The boat banged heavily against the submerged tree trunk, and a wavelet lapped the prow. "I know a spell against drowning," he added miserably. "I'm glad about that. Only you have to say it while you're standing on dry land." "Take your boots off," Granny commanded. "What?" "Take your boots off, man." Katangle shifted uneasily on his bench. "What have you in mind?" he said. "The water's supposed to be outside the boat. I know that much." Granny pointed at the dark tide sloshing around the bilges. "Fill your boots with water and tip it over the side." Katangle nodded. He felt that the last couple of hours had somehow carried him along without him actually touching the sides, and for a moment he nursed the strangely consoling feeling that his life was totally beyond his control, and whatever happened, no one could blame him. Filling his boots with water while adrift in a flooded river at midnight with what he could only describe as a woman seemed about as logical as anything could be in the circumstances. "A fine figure of a woman," said a neglected voice at the back of his mind. "Ooh." There was something about the way she used the tattered broomstick to scull the boat across the choppy water that troubled long-forgotten bits of Katangle's subconscious. Not that he could be certain about the fine figure, of course. With the rain and the wind and Granny's habit of wearing her entire wardrobe in one go, Katangle cleared his throat uncertainly. Metaphorically, a fine figure, he decided. Look, he said, this is all very creditable, but consider the facts. I mean, the rate of drift and so forth, you see, it could be miles out of the ocean by now. It might never come to shore again. It might even go over the rimfall. Granny, who had been staring out across the water, turned around. Can't you think of anything else at all helpful that we could be doing? She demanded. Katangle bailed for a few moments. No, he said. Have you ever heard of anyone coming back? No. Then it's worth a try, isn't it? I never liked the ocean, said Katangle. It ought to be paved over. That's a dreadful thing in it. Down in the deep bits, ghastly sea monsters, or so they say. Keep bailing, my lad, or you'll be able to see if they're right. The storm rolled backward and forward overhead. It was lost here on the flat river plains. It belonged in the high ram tops, where they knew how to appreciate a good storm. It grumbled around, looked for even a moderately high hill to throw lightning at. The rain settled down to the gentle patter of rain that is quite capable of keeping it up for days. The sea fog also rolled in to assist it. Thank you, Cedric. If we had some oars, we could row. If we knew where we were going, said Katangle. Granny didn't answer. He heaved a few more boatfuls of water over the side, and it occurred to him that the gold braiding on his robe would probably never be the same again. It would be nice to think it might matter one day. I don't suppose you do know which way the hub is, by any chance, he ventured. Just making conversation. Look for the mossy side of trees, said Granny without turning her head. Ah, said Katangle and nodded. He peered down gloomily at the oily waters and wondered which particular oily waters they were. Judging by the salty smell, they were out in the bay now. What really terrified him about the sea was the only thing between him and the horrible things that lived at the bottom of it was water. Of course, he knew that, logically, the only thing that separated him from, say, the man-eating tigers in the jungles of Klatch was mere distance, but that wasn't the same thing at all. Tigers didn't rise up out of the chilly depths, mouths full of needle teeth. He shivered. Can't you feel it? Asked Granny. You can taste it in the air. Magic. It's leaking out of something. It's not actually water-soluble, said Katangle. He smacked his lips once or twice. There was indeed a tinny taste into the fog, he had to admit, and a faint greasiness to the air. You're a wizard, said Granny severely. Can't you call it up or something? The question has never arisen, said Katangle. Wizards never throw their staffs away. It's around here somewhere, snapped Granny. Help me look for it, man. Katangle groaned. It had been a busy night. Before he tried any more magic, he really needed 12 hours of sleep, several good meals, and a quiet afternoon in front of a big fire. He was getting too old, that was the trouble, but he closed his eyes and concentrated. There was magic all around, all right. There are some places where magic naturally accumulates. It builds up around deposits of the transmundane Metalockdiron, in the wood of certain trees, in isolated lakes, and sleets through the world, and those skilled in such things can catch it and store it. There was a store of magic in the area. It's potent, he said. Very potent. He raised his hands to his temples. It's getting bloody cold, said Granny. The insistent rain had turned to snow. There was a sudden change in the world. The boat stopped, not with a jar, but as if the sea had suddenly decided to become solid. Granny looked over the side. The sea had become solid. The sound of the waves was coming from a long way away and getting further away all the time. She leaned over the side of the boat and tapped on the water. Ice, she said. The boat was motionless in an ocean of ice. It creaked ominously. Katangle nodded slowly. It makes some sense, he said. If they are where we think they are, then it's very cold. As cold as night between the stars, it is said, so the staff feels it too. Right, said Granny, and stepped out of the boat. All we have to do is find the middle of the ice, and there's the staff, right? I knew you were going to say that. Can I at least put my boots on? They wandered across the frozen waves, with Katangle stopping occasionally to try and sense the exact location of the staff. His robes were freezing on him, his teeth chattering. Aren't you cold? He said to Granny, whose dress fairly crackled as she walked. I'm cold, she conceded. I just ain't shivering. We used to have winters like this when I was a lad, said Katangle, blowing on his fingers. It doesn't snow in Auk, hardly. Really, said Granny, peering ahead through the freezing fog. There was snow on the tops of mountains all year round, I recall. Oh, you don't get temperatures like you did when I was a boy. At least until now, he added, stamping his feet on the ice. It creaked menacingly, reminding him that it was all that lay between him and the bottom of the sea. He stamped again, as softly as possible. What mountains were these? Asked Granny. Oh, the ram tops. Up toward the hub, in fact. A place called Brass Neck. Granny's lips moved. Katangle, she said softly. Any relation to old actor Katangle? Used to live in the big old house under Leaping Mountain, had a lot of sons. My father. How on disc did you know that? I was raised up there, said Granny, resisting the temptation merely to smile knowingly. Next valley. Badass. I remember your mother. Nice woman. Kept brown and white chickens. I used to go up there to buy a few eggs for me mom. That was before I was called to witching, of course. I don't remember you, said Katangle. Of course, it was a long time ago. There was always a lot of children around our house, he sighed. I suppose it's possible I pulled your hair once. It was the sort of thing I used to do. Oh my god, is this going to take you to the end? No. Okay. Save the good bits for last. Maybe I remember a fat little boy, rather unpleasant. That might have been me. I seem to recall a rather bossy girl, but it was a long time ago. A long time ago. I didn't have white hair in those days, said Granny. Everything was different color in those days. That's true. It didn't rain so much in the summertime. The sunsets were redder. There were more old people. The world was full of them, said the wizard. Yes, I know, and now it's full of young people. Funny, really. I mean, you'd expect it to be the other way around. They even had a better kind of air. It was easier to breathe, said Katangle. They stamped on through the swirling snow, considering the curious ways of time and nature. Ever been home again, said Granny. Katangle shrugged. When my father died. It's odd. I've never said this to anyone, but, well, there were my brothers, because I'm an 8th son, of course, and they had children and even grandchildren, and not one of them can hardly write his name. I could have bought the whole village, and they treated me like a king, but, I mean, I've been to places and seen things that would curdle their minds. I've faced down creatures wilder than their nightmares. I know secrets that are known to very few. You felt left out, said Granny. There's nothing strange in that. It happens to all of us. It was our choice. Wizards should never go home, said Katangle. I don't think they can go home, agreed Granny. You can't cross the same river twice, I always say. Katangle gave this some thought. I think you're wrong there, he said. I must have crossed the same river, thousands of times. Ah, but it wasn't the same river. It wasn't. No. Katangle shrugged. It looked like the same bloody river. No need to take that tone, said Granny. I don't see why I should listen to that sort of language from a wizard who can't even answer letters. Katangle was silent for a moment, except for the castanet chatter of his teeth. Oh, he said. Oh, I see. They were from you, were they? That's right. I sang them on the bottom. It's supposed to be a sort of clue, isn't it? All right. I just thought they were a joke, that's all, said Katangle sullenly. A joke? We don't get many applications from women. We don't get any. I wonder why I didn't get a reply, said Granny. I threw them away, if you must know. You could have at least There it is. Where? Oh, there. The fog parted, and they now saw it clearly. A fountain of snowflakes, an ornamental pillar of frozen air, and below it... The staff wasn't locked in ice, but lay peacefully on a seething pool of water. One of the unusual aspects of a magical universe is that the existence of opposites. It has already been remarked that darkness is not the opposite of light. It is simply the absence of light. In the same way absolute zero is merely the absence of heat. If you want to know what real cold is, the cold so intense that water can't even freeze, but anti-boils, look no further than this pool. They looked in silence for some seconds, their bickering forgotten. Then Katangle said slowly, if you stick your hand in that, your fingers snap like carrots. You think you can lift it by magic, said Granny. Katangle started to pat his pockets and eventually produced his roll-up bag. With expert fingers, he shredded the remains of a few dog ends into a fresh paper and licked it into shape without taking his eyes off the staff. Nope, he said, but I'll try anyway. He looked longingly at the cigarette and then poked it behind his ear. He extended his hands, fingers splayed, and his lips moved soundlessly as he mumbled a few words of power. The staff spun in its pool and then rose gently away from the ice, where it immediately became the center of a cocoon of frozen air. Katangle groaned with effort. Direct levitation is the hardest of the practical magics because of the ever-present danger of the well-known principles of action and reaction, which means that a wizard attempting to lift a heavy item by mind power alone faces the prospect of ending up with his brains in his boots. Can you stand it upright? Said Granny. With great delicacy, the staff turned slowly in the air until it hung in front of Granny a few inches above the ice. Frost glittering on its carvings, but it seemed to Katangle, through the red haze of migraine that hovered in front of his eyes, to be watching him resentfully. Granny adjusted her hat and straightened up purposefully. Right, she said. Katangle swayed. The tone of voice cut through him like a diamond saw. He could dimly remember being scolded by his mother when he was small. Well, this was that voice, only refined and concentrated and edged with little bits of carborundum. A tone of command that would have a corpse standing to attention and could probably have marched it halfway across the cemetery before it remembered it was dead. Granny stood in front of the hovering staff, almost melting its icy covering by the sheer anger in her gaze. This is your idea of proper behavior, is it? Lying around on the sea while people die? Oh, very well done. She stomped around in a semicircle. To Katango's bewilderment, the staff turned to follow her. "So you were thrown away," snapped Granny. "So what? She's hardly more than a child, and children throw us all away sooner or later. Is this loyal service? Have you no shame, lying around sulking when you could be of some use at last?" She leaned forward, her hook nose a few inches away from the staff. Katango was almost certain that the staff tried to lean backward out of her way. "Shall I tell you what happened to wicked staffs?" she hissed. "If Esk is lost to this world, shall I tell you what I will do to you? You were saved from the fire once because you could pass on to hurt her. Next time, it won't be the fire." Her voice sank to a whiplash whisper. "First, it'll be the spokeshave, and then the sandpaper, and the auger, and the whittling knife. I say, steady on," said Katango, his eyes watering. "And what's left I'll stake out of the woods for a fungus and the woodlice and the beetles. It could take years." The carvings writhed. Most of them had moved around the back out of Granny's gaze. "Now," she said, "I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick you up, and we're going to go back to the university, aren't we? Otherwise, it's blunt saw time." It's blunt saw time. She rolled up her sleeves and extended a hand. "Wizard," she said, "I shall want you to release it." Katango nodded miserably. "When I say now. Alright. Ooh. Well, we found the fucking staff out in the middle of the damn Ankh Sea, crafting ice and throwing a fucking temper tantrum. What the fuck? Wizard staff moment, am I right? Alright, folks, that's gonna be it from me. I will catch everybody tomorrow for a smidge. That's right, just a little bit of Team Fortress 2. Until that happens, I will see everybody then. Bye-bye!